You want to be cool on the golf course? Well, cool's in session. Let's do this. Cool is back in session. It's time for Proving It, presented by Titleist. And the yellow ball is here. All right, so you got your driver. I told you cool was in session. Now, I want to teach you how to continue to be cool after you hit the drive. You're standing on number one. You got your brand new Titleist Pro V1X. You go through your pre-shot routine. You do all the things that you need to do. You stand up. There's no nerves. You're fine. Make the swing that you've always wanted to make. That ball takes off like a rocket. And now you've gone through your twirl, you've done all this stuff, and now you're walking down the fairway. There's a couple of things you need to understand about being cool when you're walking down the fairway. One is, and this is really important, you always hold the club in the glove hand. Never put it in the other hand like this. Now, you can, but I don't recommend it. There's a lot of reasons why, okay? But I recommend glove hand. Second, the head of the golf club always facing forward. You walk like this. This is another bad idea for a whole host of reasons that I don't want to get into, other than the fact that it just looks bad, which is what this is all about. You got to make sure you don't do that. And then the other thing is, you don't hold this thing over your back like you're running away from home or something. You got to make sure that you're holding this club in the right way. And there's a couple of keys. One, how you hold the club. And I want to show you, because this is a key thing. We're not going to grip this club tight because it has to swing. So you're going to hold it loosely. You got to make sure that we've got the club held just, kind of in the first joint, first knuckle of the lead hand, the glove hand, so that this club can swing, because your arms want to swing. And when you walk, you want to look cool. And so the arms are swinging. And the key then, too, is the shaft of the golf club is always moving parallel to the ground. Let me give you a better look. Let's jump over to that camera, too, and I'll show you right here. You see this? So when I'm walking, my arm is moving like this, but the shaft of the golf club, it's almost like you're playing violin. Like you're standing there and you're going like this, and the bow is always, we're not doing this, we're doing this. We're going right across, just like that. So you're doing just like this. That little violin help that you've been working on, it's going to pay off, I promise. So now you're like that. Then, after you've got that all figured out, now you never, ever, ever look down. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to back up here a little bit. Got myself lined up. Now, what you do is you're looking straight away. You got a big smile on your face. You've had a phenomenal drive, and now you're walking, and you're going like this. Here we go. And you can see how the club shaft is moving properly. Let's try that again. You can do it backwards, too, just like this, but I prefer to do it forward. You can see the club is moving like this, and you're smiling, and you're happy. Because you know the next time you take the driver out, you're going to be in good shape. If you're carrying this thing tight with the hand like this and you're walking like this looks clumsy. Bad idea. We need good ideas. We got to be cool, okay? Look at how bad this looks. How does this look? Right? Now, the other thing is this, and this is an important part of this. I need to see this on the camera 3. When you're walking, you never lean backwards. You never are like this. It puts the club shaft at a less than parallel to the ground or horizontal position. When you start leaning backwards, now you start walking like this, and it doesn't look it's not cool. You got to have a little bit of forward, you got to have a little confidence. You got to have a little bit of forward movement like this. You're going somewhere. I hit it in the fairway. I hit it in the center of the fairway. I'm going that way. Watch, it works this way, right? We go like this. It even works like this. You make sure that when you're moving, you hold that club in the right fashion. You get that thing in the lead hand, in the glove hand, and you're moving back and forth like this, making sure that this club shaft is always parallel to the ground. And when you do that, you will be cool, and cool will be in session. And that's Proving It, presented by Titleist. Cool is in session. It's time for a foot joy fix. So we talk about all the time the importance of a pre-shot routine, how you go about preparing yourself to hit the shot. But let me tell you something. There's something even more important with that, and that is how we get into the shot. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is there's a lot of things that you do, and there's a lot of things that you don't do when you're getting into the shot. So let me tell you about some of the don'ts. Don't come into the shot holding the club way up here by the head, figuring out what you're going to do, and then wrestling it in and then trying to get everything. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. Don't get in here like thinking to yourself, okay, I think I got it. I'm gonna grip it right here, and then I'm gonna get it gripped. I got it gripped right here, and then I'm walking in with my club gripped. This is not, we're not in a wrestling match here. We're not going to war with I'm gonna come and get you. We're not doing that. When you come into this shot, you want to come in kind of cool. That's what this Cools in Session's all about. We want to come in kind of cool. The other thing is, you don't come into the shot with the club in the right hand for the right-handed player. You always come in with the club in the glove hand. Now, there are a couple people that have done this. One is Keegan Bradley. Keegan Bradley, he looks like he's not sure what he's doing. When he's coming in, he's got a little thing. It's like, I almost feel like I'm watching Peyton Manning. He's calling audibles, doing all kinds of different things, run this play, drop up, go back under here, and then you come back over. No, this is golf. You get to wear cool clothes. They get to have a foot joy on them. Okay, you don't have to wear a number. You don't need a helmet. We're not covering up the moneymaker. Here's what we're doing. We're coming here. We're coming in cool. So what we're doing is we're holding this like this. Now, you got to have some sort of a maneuver. And the best maneuver that I remember is the king. The king had the maneuver. And the king hitched up. And he would get in here with the pads of the hands. He'd hitch up like this. Just make sure, you know what, the belt's good. I'm hitched up. And then he comes in. Now, if you want to add a little flavor to this thing, you can go for the head tilt. So you hitch up and you're coming in like this. And you can do one of two things from here. You can get the grip as you're coming in. Or you can come out of the Carl Lauren methodology and you kind of come in like this. Head is still tilted, but at this point you're kind of one foot here, your trail foot, it's kind of pointing that way, and then you got one arm on and you're kind of back here like this, and you're kind of seeing things, and then you do another maneuver. And that other maneuver, and I have to take the club out, you're gonna kind of pull that up so that the sleeve doesn't go down the arm. Now, back in the late 90s when sleeves were basically past the elbow, you had to kind of, and Tiger had a maneuver, by the way. Let's not forget Tiger's maneuver. He would get in here like this, and he would then take his trail arm, pull that sleeve up like this so that he would show the moneymaker, face and bicep, and now you're coming in and you get it like that. Now, look, we don't do that stuff anymore. Tiger gave up on that a little while, and you can too. But you can have a maneuver where you just kind of give it a little bit. So when you get in here like this, you kind of eyed into your target, and now you give it the maneuver, and now you come in and you get it. Now as you come in, now you're now things are moving. This is what we call jello. Things are moving. You're moving, you're waggling, you're kind of shimmying like this. Your feet they're kind of moving up and down, like everything is moving, and you're kind of feeling the weight of the club, and you're kind of moving like this, and you're getting in here. Now you look cool, and you look relaxed. And then you hit your shot. Now, you got to remember, as you come in, you have one responsibility and one responsibility only. And that is, this is all about cool. That's all this is about. So I don't want you to come in here taking aggressive steps as you come in like this, like it's like a Marine thing, or like you're in a marching band. You're going up, up, 1, 2, 3. We're not doing that. What we're in here is we're kind of coming in cool. And we're turning our body a little bit. We've got a little saunter. You got, there's different head moves too. You come in like this and you straighten up like that. Like there's a lot of stuff, but you got to put your own flavor into this. You got to kind of feel it. So you kind of come in here, you're getting this like this, you get a little bit of, and then every once in a while you give it one of these because you know what, hey, I just got to make sure I got the right angle. So I'm coming in like this, I'm doing like this. Because all these things are what makes this an experience. So you come in like that, you get your little look, you kind of do your thing. I didn't go Carl Lauren right there. But now I'm giving all my waggles. I got my shimmies. And now I'm going. Hit my shot. So what does that mean? That means this game is all about cool. And we have to make sure we get into the shot in a cool way. And the way you do that is make sure you've got that club in your glove hand, the lead hand. You've got it in there. You may have the grip already formed. You may not, but you do not ever hold that thing up by the club head just like that. When you hold this up by the club head like that, you're basically announcing to the world, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm lucky that there's a grip on this club because at least that gives me an indication of where I'm supposed to put my hand. Don't do this. Do this. Give this the, I'm cool. And then you come in and you do what you're supposed to do, and that is hit that golf ball where you're looking. That is a FootJoy fix presented by FootJoy. Time for a transformational tip presented by Morgan Franklin. You come out here, you're going to go play some golf. You get excited, you're standing over your first shot. You adjust the hat, look at your target. You got to clean this up. Make sure there's nothing that's influencing your swing. And then you go and let it go. It's a really good shot. You've gone for the drop and twirl, so you've committed to the success, and you hit your target. Now, how did we do it? Well, that's really not as important, quite frankly, as how cool you look doing it. And as I said to you many times, cool is in session. So what does that mean? I want to talk to you about hat care. I know, hat care. One of the most important things you can learn. And I need you to understand it and appreciate it. So let me just tell you a couple things about how you're going to get the right hat and make the hat look right first. And this is important. When you make your decision on the hat, you have to decide whether or not you're going to go flat brim or whether you're going to go for a little bit of a curve. I'm a little bit of a curve guy. So when I go for a little bit of a curve, here's what I do. I take my two thumbs, I put it underneath just like this. I have my fingers on top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it just like this. So I'm moving my hands up and down like this. That's creating a roll. Now when I have that, look at that bill. That looks, I know, it's mint is what it is. It is mint. So that's one of the things that you need to master. And I would practice. Get yourself a hat you don't particularly care much about. Get used to this. Understand how you're going to roll that bill and get it the way you want. Now, that's one of the things. One of the things that you have to do is you have to, when you're looking to buy your hat, you've got to be picky because you know what? These hats are coming out all the time. And a lot of times, people aren't really paying attention. So zoom in over here for me, Gibbers. I want to show you what we're paying attention to when we're looking at this. There's stitching that's coming around here. Typically, hats that I like have 8 rows of stitches. So you could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows of stitches. What I look for is for the second row of stitching. So basically the second stitching, I want the seam of the hat itself to match up right to that second row of stitching on both sides. This is an important part of this. On both sides. You've got to have both sides. So we go over here and you can see how that's perfect right on that second row of stitches right there. So you've got to make sure you have that. Now, once you have bought the hat properly and you now have rolled the bill correctly, now you have to understand how to put the hat on. Because I see so many people fail at this, and this is really because you just haven't played enough baseball. So what I see people do is this. They take the hat, they put the hat on back to front. So you take the back of the hat, you put it on in the back, and then you pull it down to the front like this. Now, when you do this, let's call it like we see it. You're not looking your best. This is not your best look, And remember, cool's in session, we got to look cool. So here's what you're going to do. It's not a single arm maneuver. It's not take this, go like this, and go like that and pull it down. This isn't like shades at your house. You don't put and then pull and then you're ready to go. What you have to do is you have to put the front on the front and then you pull the back down. So the front on the front goes like this. In a camera 3 here, Gibbers, front on the front goes like this. You're grabbing the front part of the hat, you put it right on your forehead like this. And then you pull the back down and you go like that. And now you see from the side how good that looks. And in the front, it looks good. And then any adjustment you make, now it's a one-armed adjustment, one-hand adjustment. You go like that. But if you take this off, you must always go front on front, back on back. That's the sort of the 1, 2, 3. 1, front to the forehead. 2, back down, and then you adjust. Set it up like that. Now, if you want to adjust, as I told you, you can use the right or the left hand. Doesn't really matter. I prefer, when I'm out playing, I like to use the left hand because I have a glove on it. I don't want that dirt to get it. There's nothing worse than the person that shows up and they've got dirt right here like that. You know what that means? It means a couple of things. 1, they don't buy hats with any regularity. That's a bad idea. And 2, not doing a great job washing their hands. And those 2 things mean you can't shake hands with that person. You're probably going to pick up some sort of something. And second, the hat looks terrible. You got to tell them, new hat, put the glove on, make your adjustment. And by the way, if you adjust and you want to have a little bit of cool, you can just go like this and have the fingers going out like that. You can go like that, pull it down. So now, once you've done that, watch how effective this is. I want to show you this because on that last shot, I only had 116.5 miles an hour ball speed, but I had a bad hat going. Easy for me to say. So here's what I'm doing now. Now I got good hat. Watch what happens to my club head speed because I'm going to become more aerodynamic. Club's going to become more aerodynamic. I'm going to move faster, and my club head speed, I'm going to say ball speed, it's all going up. Success going up. Now, just come on up here. Come on up here, Gibbers, because I just want to show everybody. My ball speed last one was 116.5. This ball speed right here, 118.4. What does that mean? You want a little more club head speed? You want to look a little bit cooler? You got to make sure that you purchase the right hat. You know what you're looking for with that hat. You know how to give it proper hat care, and then you know how to put it on your head. And when you do all that stuff, 2 miles an hour club speed, ball speed. It's just waiting for you. You just got to make sure you know what you do with it. And that right there is our transformational tip presented by Morgan Franklin. Time for a grip tip presented by Golf Pride. So I tell you all the time, you go out on the golf course, you got to look cool. In fact, cool's in session. We're talking about what I think is one of the most important parts of this. The club twirl, the club drop, how you look cool when you're out there after you've hit the shot. Now, this is what I mean. You're standing over your shot. You're feeling really good. You've played a bunch of good holes in a row. You got a lot of confidence. You step up over your shot confidently. You make the swing you want. It takes off. It's going right at your target. Now you're bringing this club out like this. Now, at this point right here, you have to make a commitment. Is this shot better than I normally think it is? Is this one of my best shots? And then, yes, it is. So now what you're going to do is you're going to either drop, which is kind of cool, but it's not as cool as you can be. What you want to do is you want to have the twirl. So you get in here and then you're spinning. And when you're spinning, you got to have a couple things to the spin. One, the left hand, the glove hand, is not a part of the spin. It's not a part of the twirl. It basically is the holster. So when the club's coming in here, this is all a trail side hand. You're pulling this down, so you're throwing energy down so you can holster it into the lead hand. And you also want to have a little bit of a twirl, which means we want this club to be spinning around. Now, a couple of things to the twirl. First, trail thumb. I can't even tell you how important this is in this maneuver, okay? The trail thumb is the whole key. If you don't trail thumb pull across, you can't twirl. It's as simple that you cannot twirl without the trail thumb doing the work. Now, give me that overhead shot, Gibbers, and let me show you. When you're here, the trail thumb is now going to pull across the grip like this. This is going to create the spin. All the while, you're holstering the club shaft. So you're pulling and twisting. Let me do that again for you. Pull and twist. Even you could get a little bit of pull from the lead hand. I don't. There are some people that make this maneuver. I don't think you need to work that hard. I think it's just all trail, pull and twist. Okay? Now, if you really have a good one going and the situation calls for it, there's also a walk that happens after. Now, how you walk is totally different. There's the walk of, hey, you know what? I had this the whole time. And then there's the walk of, okay, there you go. How do you like me now kind of walk. All right, so here's what I'm talking about. So we stand up here like this. We're now working on walk. I'm not going to work on, I'm going to put it all together in a second. We're just working on the walk. So the shot goes like this. You like it, and now you're walking after it. So if I get back here, I hit it, I like it, now I'm walking with purpose like this. We've seen Arnold Palmer do that. We've seen Tiger Woods do that. A lot of players have done that. There's also the sort of, you know what, this is so good, I'm just doing it again. And that one goes like this. So you hit it. Now you got a good one. Now you do your twirl, and now you're just kind of walking after it. You're kind of sauntering after it. You're not chasing it. You're just sauntering. This is really good. I like this really. Okay? Now, we got to put all this together so you understand how we're doing this. First, you're twirling, then you're walking. Now, when you get really elite, and don't try this right away, you can twirl and walk. I know, I said it. Twirling and walking at the same time. It's a hard one, right? Walking and chewing gum, you thought that was hard. How about twirling and walking? I'm with you. So here we go. This is just twirl. We're just going to go full speed twirl. So here we go. Good swing. Love it. Twirl. And the lead arm, by the way, the trail arm is kind of hanging out there. It's like surfing. It's just kind of hanging out there. Twirl, hang out. Here we go again. These are things you got to practice. If you want to be cool, and I've told you, cool's in session. You want to be cool, you got to get the twirl. You got to. You just got to. So here we go. Okay, I like it. Now, twirl. Notice the hand. Notice the lead hand. Okay, now we're going to do some twirling and walking here. So I'm going to back up a little bit because I got to get over here. Okay? So this is going to be a twirl and walk. So we get into the shot. We're making the good swing. And when you start the twirl and walk, you're going right away. It's a full commitment. You're not going, did I hit it? You don't have time to react. This is instantaneous twirl and walk. Here we go. Do you see that? And the determination on the face. You might even turn your head just a little bit. That's how you work. Now, here's what I'm telling you. You want to be cool on the golf course. The twirl and walk is maybe the most important maneuver that you've got in your game, and you've got to learn how to do this. And I would recommend practicing. Don't practice in front of others. You don't want to show people this maneuver, because this is the ultimate statement. This is the statement of, I'm cooler than you. That's what it is. It's that statement of, I'm cooler than you. And when you make that statement, here's the other thing. It better be a good shot. If it's not a cool shot, all of a sudden, cool meter way down. We want cool meter up here, not down here, up here. It gets up here because you know you hit a good shot right away. You called, you hit a good shot right away. And then you twirled and you holstered. And then you walk just like that. Do you get me? And as you start to do this and master this maneuver, your game will go up. Your cool factor goes way, way up. And that is a grip tip presented by Golf Pride.